terms of enabling them. So.
Yeah, they are a very versatile team. They can go with these hard engaged. They're actually one of the few teams that have also run poke comps.
Yeah.
Not to that as much success, but it's definitely something that you have to keep in mind early on in the draft phase. Already here, as you say, the Lissandra going to be off the table, so that hard engage, one less option for it. Cassiopeia is something that Froggen played a lot versus TSM, and they did lose that series, but he was a very strong center for the team to try and create plays off of, and he's not going to have that counter engage option.
Yeah. We'll see how Froggen decides to deal with that as Echo Fox look for their next ban. They've got 5 seconds left. Hey, that's ban number 3, Rise, taken away from Envy.
Well, immediately it jumps out to me, Vladimir and Rek'Sai are both on the table. Those are 2 very high priority champions. Now there's only 1 left, so we'll see if Hard actually will prioritize that, or if we return to this very speed-centric meta that has been circulating here in North America. The Karma plus Sivir have been very big, especially in enabling top laners if you want KFO to carry on something like Aurelia, which is also available.
Swain also very strong in the top lane right now, but I'm sure Seraph will be able to play around that. Also, interestingly enough, Anivia not banned against Echo Fox. The last time Anivia was open for Froggen was week 1 against Cloud9.
So Snake has taken the place of the bird.
Yes.
Cassiopeia more threatening, I think. And it is something to bring up, you know, especially if Echo Fox want to play that more controlled defensive style. Froggen, Anivia, it's his champion for a reason. That's how they used to play on CLG EU and be able to delay games. Maybe, though, first things first for Echo Fox, as we said, they have had a lot of, you know, poor objective control.
Yeah.
We're just going to say it. It's pretty much every single objective goal. They have the lowest dragon control rate, the lowest Baron control rate, and the lowest jungle monster of any kind control rate, actually, of all the North American LCS teams.
And now they've got to deal with a Rek'Sai invading, but Anivia locked in for Froggen.
There it is. Signature champion. It's open. Second round pickup for him right there. I'm very excited to see it. That means that it is going to be hard taking the Ezreal, or Keith taking the Ezreal down in the bottom lane as well. Very versatile champion for the bottom lane. You can leave him on your own. That opens up for this Karma to roam around. With Anivia being locked in, Karma is pretty much a lock for support. Technically could go top lane, but that's extremely rare.
Into a Trundle might be a little difficult. Sure, you can snare him, but he's just going to drop a pillar and chase you down. So, Envy looking to answer. They've already got their top and jungle locked in, but Aurelia, in fact, is going to be locked in along with Jhin. Means Trundle's going bottom.
Yeah, interesting here. Support Trundle going to come out. That's a pretty beefy front line for Jhin. 3 melees already. 3 melee into Anivia is usually something that I say, no, bad idea. You know, start wagging the finger, but maybe they have something else to try and get these melee champions past all the defensive Anivia has, because if you're looking at it right now, and I'm staring at an Anivia Ezreal Karma, that looks like a very, very difficult backline to chase down. And the front line here of Envy is going to have to maybe need a speed boost or something. Thing is, with the Jhin lock-in as well, they kind of locked themselves out of Sivir. We'll see what they decide to come up with, as Echo Fox will actually lock in more disengage here with the Gragas plus a split pusher. So they are going to be that 4-man squad that will be very elusive. We already talked about the first 3. Gragas going in there just makes them even better at trying to disengage, and then Jack's split push.
And this is what we've seen from Echo Fox time and again. They're so comfortable trying to play with this 4-1 split, but they're never quite able to time their pushes. But Karthus
Holy!
In.
All right, we got some new blood here in the North American LCS. Karthus is one of those champions. I check in on the experienced player win rates of high elo players for all champions very often, so that I can try and keep up with the new OP
the
champions.
Sleeper picks.
Karthus has been topping the charts for a long time with a very low play rate, though.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those champions where even if you die, you'll be able to put out a lot of damage, and that's a very good thing for Ninja, because Ninja's one of the guys that he makes huge plays for the team, he can carry the team, but he also has a tendency to 1 versus 5, you know, make plays where he charges in ahead of the rest of the squad. On Karthus, he's basically another frontliner with those first 3 we mentioned.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a new take on a sort of Zerg comp here from Envy.
Yeah,
with
it really
Jin
is.
sitting in the back trying to snipe away, provide cover
Going for
fire, basically.
The long-range bullets. It is still going to be a challenge for Envy to hard engage onto Echo Fox, especially with Echo Fox playing so defensive lately. But I think if there were a team to do it, Envy would certainly be posed. But get out there, get on your phones, get on the internets, join your fan vote on Twitter, share your opinion with hashtag FOXWin or hashtag NVWin as we get this series underway. Karthus versus Anivia. Is this season 1? Did we go back in time?
Truly, Dom, we are in a time machine. And
Yes.
that remake actually just pushed us back a few years.
Oh, man.
This is going to be so exciting, though, because these are also skill shot intensive champions. You know, Karthus Skittles, it's been a long time since people have had to play around those. Anivia is one of the champions with very low base move speed. I'm very curious as to how Ninja's going to play this. We have not seen it in so long. Now we got to start theory crafting different strategies here for Envy with the Karthus. They do have a lot of long-range damage, not only the Karthus, but also Jin, right? So the snipes and the straggler kills are a very real option if they're able to separate Echo Fox.
Yeah. Currently, the fan vote, as you can see, heavily in favor of Envy. A lot of belief in this Karthus, but Echo Fox... Oh, that stun catches Proxen. He's forced to flash right away.
Yeah, no follow-up flashes from Fox, and they will take the Summoner Spell advantage instead of trying to burn extra flashes themselves to grab that first blood. And this will also result in mirrored lane swap wards from both teams.
Yeah, we'll see if it turns into an actual lane swap or not, as Ezreal takes a little bit of a while to scale, but so too does Anivia. And you know, now that I think about it, so does Karthus and Jin.
Yeah, well, so the thing about this bottom lane is Trundle as a support does not have a lot of presence in the bottom lane. It doesn't have very threatening hard CC. Kind of has to walk up for those trades if he wants to gain any kind of control. Against Ezreal Karma, there's a lot of poke coming out. As far as the top lane matchup, that 1-versus-1 we always mentioned is the skill matchup between Jax and Aurelia, and I don't think that's going to be the one spurring this lane swap. But here comes the check from Big and Keith. They've seen them on the ward, so they know they're not going to get first blooded like Sneaky was.
Yeah.
And it hasn't fully reset yet.
Yeah,
it's got a little patience left. It can actually switch back.
Oh, Proxen's able to smite away the first one. Seraph trying to body block. He's going to turn on the big so that Proxen can finish off that second smaller Krug. So Envy don't back down. They take it, and it looks like the lane swap for Echo Fox.
Proxen is actually waiting around, laying... yeah, you're everybody's level 1 except for Proxen, so not too much of a trap you can lay. Not much Aurelia can do to capitalize, and he'll just move on over to his own side of the jungle. After the early shenanigans, we follow up with some fairly standard lane swap trading here. It's just that Echo Fox are a bit earlier on the turret, and the early teleport is going to come in from Seraph due to the Krug battle that was had.
And again, that's Envy playing around Proxen, Ninja, Seraph, and Proxen, the trio. Very comfortable playing around each other.
It's a Korean triumvirate of Team Envy. Meanwhile, up top, the Ezreal spam here with Essence Flux, increasing the attack speed of everyone there, allows for a much quicker tower take. We shall see if these extra few seconds actually transition into the Rift Herald, as we mentioned, because that is very important in Aurelia Jax matchups. These are easily tilted matchups by jungler intervention or buffs given over. Both solo tops going to be able to get solo gold as well.
Looks like Laud, he's hanging out. He's actually heading towards the top side, so it is going to be a double turret for Envy. They might look for that early Rift Herald.
Yeah, both teams are swapping AD carries and supports for the second turret take. So in that exchange, we very often see Drake for Rift Herald. In this case, with the early Cloud Drake, because it is a lane swap, I give slightly more importance to an early Cloud Drake because there's a lot more terrain for you to walk over, a lot more distance for you to cover. However, that Rift Herald I really feel like is going to be crucial in this matchup, so maybe it will be something boding well for Envy and Seraph himself as he heads up to that side. We'll see if they continue through with the trade, though.
Yeah, now that I think about it, that's something you never really consider with Cloud Drake. If you get it early on, the cumulative amount of time saved by having that extra movement speed.
More time with that premium fuel.
Yeah.
There's also just more open space because there are extra turrets down in this lane.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, we do have Gragas here. He had an option to try and go pressure Karthus, but Karthus, as we said, is one of those champions. Long range, can see us very effectively from under his turret. So just going to go ahead and continue farming. Everybody trading jungles. And Proxen and Hard very, very close to even right now, except for Gragas. Even though Gragas, oh yeah, with the extra CS he actually does have, it has turned into the gold lead. It's about 400. Lost track of Proxen there for a second. But Hard has been able to actually accrue a decent amount of a lead.
Froggen now is going to complete his recall. Ninja was able to sneak his in just a little bit earlier. Teleport used by Froggen to get back in as the turrets go down. Double tier on the mid laners, plus another tier for Keith. Very emotional game for these guys.
They are paying tribute.
Yeah, and a cull for Lod, so this is not going to be a game decided by the early game if the item builds are anything to indicate.
Yeah, and you really have to want a call for the money for you to buy it on Jhin, because it is that on attack extra life, the on hit extra life, and he hits fairly slowly, only a few bullets. Looks like he won't have to meet up anytime soon though, and he'll be able to stack that up fairly quickly while Keith stacks his tier.
Once again, the duos swap and head to the opposite sides as the top laners are left to try to catch what remnants of the CS they can. You can see KFO minor advantage as he's left to stay for just a little bit longer, as Envy were a little slower to take that tier 1.
Yeah. The only really interesting wrinkle here is the very deep pink ward that Fox left behind. See up there in that long lane brush on the bottom side now?
Yeah.
It won't actually be too big of a deal until Jack switches back up to the top side, and they might be able to get off some sort of teleport deep into NV territory and try and cut someone off. That Jhin is very far extended, but the people just aren't in place right now. The swap has been answered. Froggen going with some great
What? First blood Froggen as he solo kills Ninja.
I mean, you expect great things from the early Karthus pick here, right? The first Karthus in so long, and I guess we get to see full use of his passive early on. Displayed very well for people who have not seen Karthus before.
This is what he does.
Yes, it dies there. Still got to get off a couple more CS with the passive. But man, that was just some awkward positioning by Ninja. Yes, let's replay that, because this is a man with flash, by the way. And this is a slow-moving projectile, very flashable. And that is some lag of the brain.
Lag of the brain, not of the game. Once again, Envy going to contest this red buff on the bottom side. This time, though, Proxen will be able to get it, and Hard is on that side of the map. Might try to invade and steal away Proxen's buff, as KFO is catching what creeps he can.
All right, yeah, we need to see how they recover from this, because I don't know what went on there with Ninja, but Froggen now has an entire level lead. It's not full 2 as he just ticks up now, but that's a serious advantage right now in mid lane for Froggen, not to mention the extra cash that he got with that first blood. So immediately we see some extra pressure from Envy towards that mid lane as everybody swings up here, and nobody did go through with the trading on objectives as they kept swapping AD carry and support back. You have to commit to that side if you're going to want to trade the Drake for Rift Herald, and I think the reason they opted not to do that is because of the importance of that Rift Herald and the low value that the teams are putting on the Cloud Drake. So Echo Fox have been able to wait out that swap because the constant swapping over, and they'll be very happy to take that for a blue handoff.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to give it to KFO, unfortunately, unless he were to burn his teleport now. But Rift Herald picked up by Echo Fox, currently one of the worst team, the worst team at controlling neutral objectives. Well, they're actually giving that over to Keith.
Off to a great start here.
Yeah.
They said they just needed more time to play together. They brought in a new coach. You know, it's been all about these guys trying to find direction in game. You know, both out of game setting up for a game plan, but also in-game leadership is a huge part of that. And they were able to take early Rift Herald. I feel like there is an advantage with that one. Answer back here, of course, from Envy is to take up the Cloud Drake. And we shall see how Seraph fares up in that top lane, because he should probably get out of there soon. Yep, no extra vision, so he's going to recall.
Yeah, just wants to play it safe. Taking a look at the wards on the map. Envy playing towards that bottom side. Echo Fox already taking a lot of deep vision as Ninja takes some big damage from Froggen. But lots of deep vision into Echo Fox's top side of the jungle. So this was a play that Echo Fox have been setting up for the past few minutes that they've finally been able to capitalize on.
Yeah.
Whereas Envy playing that bottom side.
Thing is, if they spent so much time, you know, manipulating it so that they could get the Rift Herald, why did they then give it to their AD carry, who is supposed to have someone next to him at all times? I guess Ezreal is that safe AD carry, as we talked about. You can leave him to go roam. But that would be one of the few champions
that's
that
actually
I
what they're
would
doing right now.
think to have it.
So he's building up the corruption charges, but Big is finally going to be able to catch up. Mystic Shot does apply that as well.
Yeah, I mean, so you can charge it up while people are away, and then you get the first proc of it. But you can't recharge it or get the damage reduction once people are next to you here, as the team is going to group up on him very often. So you get a lot less effectiveness out of the buff. But Ninja's going to get destroyed again!
He flashes that one. Ninja trying to turn it back onto Froggen. Oh, those bullets are going to miss. Lod misses 3, and the 4th is going to be refunded.
All right, Froggen on Anivia, not disappointing. Gets the first blood solo kill, burns the flash solo, and evades every bullet on one of the slowest moving champions in the entire game.
Yeah, this is why this champion has been banned away from him since week 1. Hasn't had a chance to play it, but Froggen showing he's still got it.
He does.
Hard. Ooh, pretending to be the Direwolf camp as Froggen teleports back in, completing his Rod of Ages. Envy using the roaming gank squad once again to see if they can make something happen, but just stealing away a few camps and escorting Hakuho and Seraph to the top side of the map.
That's the main thing there with, you know, leaving that big wave Seraph left right in front of KFO's turret. KFO now with the level advantage. He's got a huge gold advantage as well. It has not turned into items yet, so that's not as big of an issue because he hasn't gone back to purchase since he's been, you know, just pruning the wave right in front of his turret and hasn't spent the money yet. But that could grow to be an issue, you know, as we see these guys match up 1 versus 1 in the split push for the rest of the game down the road.
Yeah, you can see Seraph is just trying to wait and catch up on those minions when they hit critical mass and start pushing towards him a little faster, and he can counter freeze it. Meanwhile, Lod continues to farm in the bottom, doing a moderate job CSing over Keith, despite Keith's alone time in that lane, as Proxen goes very aggressive.
Use the Glimpse of the Void. He's by himself. Rule that guy.
5% damage reduction. Oh no, Big is there. Now he knows it's not a fair duel. Oh, Proxen's got smite. He steals it away. Wow.
Unlucky there for Keith.
But Envy escort the minion wave back towards that bottom side. Teleporter available for both top laners.
Yeah, and remember what we talked about in Champ Select for setting up how Echo Fox want to play this game. They've got the very clear 4-man disengaged squad. Very hard to close on the Anivia, Gragas, Ezreal, and Karma. So many ways to disengage for that squad. And they just want to buy time for Jax to split push. They've been able to manipulate an early lead for the Jax. He has that CS that will come back, you know, slightly towards Seraph because there's a big wave up there that he should be able to get under his turret. But there's still going to be that remaining lead that he built up, denying all those minions. Ninja again gets chunked out.
Oh, not able to land the snare though. Stun is going to miss as well as Envy and Echo Fox collapse on the mid lane. Froggen gets zoned away from his turret by a pillar.
Doesn't care. I love how giant the Anivia ultimate gets now.
Yeah.
Glacial Storm indeed. He has had
Really
no problem playing to his safe side. If you look at, you know, how he's always hovering on this top side near that trifecta of wards, the pink wards all up on that top side. Froggen very, very casually going for the easy trades and retreating up to his safe side of the map.
Envy, though, they keep playing to the bottom side. They keep sending Lod bottom to catch a wave. Proxen will ult down and then group up with the 3 to try to gank mid, leaving Seraph on an island for effectively the past 15 minutes.
Yeah, and they have been able to, get Lod. Small lead there for the Jhin. But he is off to a good start for himself, and that is going to be a big part. We've seen Jins get early leads, and the ultimate comes in, snipes the first blood, somewhere. It's a very big difference, especially in these games where it takes so long for the first blood to come about. The long range engage AD carries, the Ashe and the Jhin, really make a huge difference once you transition past this 15-minute mark.
Well, Infernal Drake is now up in 15 seconds, and Echo Fox has scored a big minion wave down the mid lane. Ninja should be able to clear it relatively easily on that Karthus. We'll have to see if we're going to see a fight break out as Envy currently control vision. Proxen getting a little overzealous there.
Let's see if Ninja gets chunked out before the Drake. That could mean everything for them.
And he's forced to burn his flash as well.
Flash, and he's at half health. That should mean Echo Fox can move in and clean out the wards. I don't know if they want to rush this Drake, actually, but they can at least try and fight that vision, the vision wars.
Yeah, KFO did wander down too, so Echo Fox taking the initiative this time, looking to take that Infernal Drake, and Envy out of position.
Oh, here comes the teleport. They're going to fight over it.
Yeah, Proxen looking for the engage. There goes the curtain call. KFO in the front's going to soak a few of the hits, but Envy get locked against the wall. Sarah pops over to the side. There's the big Requiem. Echo Fox are so low, and that's going to be a double kill for Proxen. Hakuho chases, but a stun turns it around. Froggen gets it a kill in answer. Keith is carrying it out. He's finally going to drop to Proxen. Froggen does not have enough. He's snared. Seraph is going to drop him into egg any second now. Yes, Lod flashes the stun. Do they have the DPS? He's got to reload. Oh, and Froggen goes down.
Oh, Proxen came up huge in that fight for the re-engage. It looked like it was a very big win for Envy. But at the turn right there, able to finish off Froggen as well. Seraph cleans up the double buffs. He can go push mid lane. All right, so again, they don't want to take this smite fight. Hard is going to go, and he gets a pretty good combo against the wall here. And it's a huge chunk. But then they knock away Hakuo. He doesn't end up going down. And here comes that guaranteed Karthus damage we talked about. You take out Ninja, he doesn't care. That's why he's playing Karthus. He's okay with dying, as we've seen already this game. And Echo Fox, they try and kite back and clean it up here. Froggen fights a very valiant fight there, but that stun from Seraph stops Froggen from reactivating the Q on Anivia to kill Keith.
They're fighting again. Proxen's in the front line. There's a true shot barrage. Lod trying to aim the crit bullet, but Proxen goes down. Froggen will die in answer. Ninja walking through the enemy team. He's going to end up dying. A double kill for Keith. That's going to land. Oh, and he gets it from beyond the grave. Ninja trades it 2 for 2.
I mean, you gotta say, he had a rough start, just getting used to the passive, but now he's using it expertly, and it's winning them fights. Envy, again, are able to gain control of the dragon. Even though this one, they lost 3 people for it, they're able to get a lot of damage on mid-turret afterwards.
Big gonna try to clear this wave out as best he can. Lod, not so great at clearing those turrets quite yet, but very interesting fights. It's still dead even between the teams.
Well, guess what, Dom? The Infernal Drake's still up, so they're going to head back and fight some more. Here comes Rek'Sai Ultimate. She's back out on the field, and Echo Fox are trying to walk over.
Round 3.
Fight! Big ward down.
Yeah.
Drake started up. That's going to attract some attention. I don't know if they can get here quick enough for Echo Fox, though.
Hard has his smite and his ultimate. All 5 members are there. KFO's got his teleport. Is he going to use it, or are they going to give this one up? It is secured by Envy.
If at first you don't succeed, try one more time. If you don't succeed again, try again.
But that is the Infernal Drake going down to Envy as they finally succeed. Echo Fox gets some good damage on that mid-tier 1 turret, zoning Envy away from the minions.
The poke from Anivia, Karma, Ezreal is also extremely annoying to deal with here for Envy. And even though they finally won the Infernal Drake War, it took 3 battles to conclude, the gold is still very much even. And it's so early in the game, there's not that much attack damage or ability power having been purchased already that's going to get boosted by that. So at this point, Echo Fox are still very much fine taking any fights. It's mostly about positioning and the way that the fights start at this point. It's not so much about, you know, the added power there from the Infernal Drake, which will get more substantial as more damage is purchased, obviously.
And a lot of that prepping, that positioning, comes down to the wards and vision of the two teams. And Echo Fox have historically had difficulty getting deep wards in because they like to play such a defensive style. Well, now they're finally starting to move forward, and you can see they've got some pretty forward wards onto Envy's mid lane to enable Froggen.
Yeah. And the biggest part of it is that they have had so many pink wards out on the map. 5 currently standing, plus 3 in inventory.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Hard. He's looking for the wards. I'm trying to laud you and tell you this is the right thing to do, but Envy just make me look wrong.
Yeah, well, that was unlucky there to get caught. We talked about how hard it is to engage on the 4-man squad when they're together because all the defensive skills complement each other. Karma speed boost plus the disengage there, but Hard by himself does get caught up in the jungle, and Envy are able to use that long-range execution. So very good pickup there for Envy to get some extra gold back, but it doesn't have a very significant swing in the game because there's a blue buff Anivia. You can't really push against that. And the side lanes, Jax still does have a bit of priority, and KFO is trying to keep that pressure up. Even a person down, Fox are applying the pressure, getting some extra damage on turret.
Yeah, KFO has been split pushing all the while, building up towards that Trinity Force. He's actually completed it and keeping Seraph occupied. 2 levels ahead, 40 CS up. He's been allowed to run rampant.
Keith coming in with that Glimpse of the Void. Oh, it doesn't have a charge though.
Nope.
So it just looks pretty. Oh, Lod actually taking a little bit of poke here. Slowly but surely chipping away at the outer turret here for Echo Fox.
Echo Fox have got some pretty long-range spells, and you can see Envy are having a really difficult time getting close to the minion wave.
Yeah, with the turret this low, it's actually very dangerous to make your last stand at an outer turret. If you're facing something like the Anivia combo here with Gragas can just throw out the very early ult, and they can wall you off to push in for the final few hits onto a turret. That's why we see the early activation of the Jhin ultimate. Lod sends the sniper bullets right through the minion wave, also trying to harass Keith while doing so, and they're making a push out.
Oh, Froggen forced to flash as the wall doesn't stop Proxen, unfortunately. He's already deep inside of Echo Fox's wall. They might finally be able to break down this mid-tier 1 as Echo Fox
trying to push back, and Keith has been allocated to the top lane, so it's all on Froggen to wave clear, and the threat is too much for Envy.
Yeah, that Anivia wave clear is so strong.
Plus the ability to Froggen to wall someone off and land these stuns. Envy members, especially Ninja, have had a hard time dodging those. Oh,
no,
Proxen got it.
Proxen!
He got the AoE. I believe he was attacking the ward and had the AoE of his Queen's Wrath, the Q on Rek'Sai activated. Got it with the backswing there. Ninja has had a lot of unlucky events this game. Yet still, it's Karthus, right? He still has an effect on the team fight. It's a very, very large effect.
The only thing that I'm going to hope for is the flash into the enemy team as he's about to die.
I mean, we said it was going to be a 4-man suicide squad, just bum rush the front line here. You can't stop us all with the wall, can you, Froggen? Maybe he can. We shall see.
Yeah, Froggen's been doing a good job. Currently 20 CS ahead. Trying to keep Ninja occupied as much as possible. Now has that near infinite mana. As Ninja stacking his tier while recalling. That's clever.
Yeah. It's just such an odd comp from Envy. Especially because of the way that the split push is going, and Jax has been, got off to a good start.
Yeah.
Because they don't really have a lot of options for defending this turret. Finally does end up going down there. But they also don't have a lot of options for hard engaging. It has to come with summoner spells, TP flanks from Aurelia, flashes from Proxen. He might have to use this defensively, though. That would be terrible news for Envy because they really need that flash knockup. It was one of the really big reasons why they were able to get that lead in the the great wars of the Infernal Drake we saw 10 minutes ago.
Well, we're about to get great Infernal Drake War 2.
Part 2.
Yes, as it's about to spawn in 20 seconds. Echo Fox gets some deep vision, and I believe they feign recalls. I don't think they want to recall this close to the cooldown of that Drake.
Get in there, boys. I love it when everyone's just corralled into this small... here we go.
Oh, Big gets separated from his team. Ninja is going to drop very early on, but they do pick up a kill on
Big.
Ethan. Big, that shield's not going to save you. Ninja gets a kill. That's 2 for 1. Looking to collapse on the KFO as he gets into a really bad spot.
I mean... It's genius. Just get in there every time. Ninja just straight, he's running at them. He's not even flashing at them.
Yeah.
Goes in for the suicide. They pick up the kill. Now they're trying to bait the Drake.
Hard has his flash. Froggen does not have his, though, so he's got to play it back. Infernal Drake going to be started out by Envy, already down to half. Proxen, will he try to go for the steal?
Froggen magic. Hard goes over. No.
He
Two-man
does not.
squad. Yeah. That's a very dangerous mission
Yeah.
to go on with just a two-man squad.
Envy has learned their lesson from the first great Infernal Drake War.
Send in Ninja first.
Yeah.
Close our eyes. Here he goes. He's got the Cloud Drake extra speed, too. Honestly, though, yeah, that was Big. Big thought he was safe because he was on a pink ward. And Keith also just getting caught out there.
Yeah.
The zoom. It's working for him.
Separated from his team, he died real quick. KFO. Whoa, he got the Triforce Mallet.
He's waiting for the ultimate of Seraph to time out.
Surprise!
I guess he didn't have enough vision to try and... you're going to go for it again? Just wants to stop the recall. Any annoyance that he can cause Seraph is...
Yeah. Just
worth.
continue to waste that time. 33 CS ahead. Seraph has had the opportunity to catch up just a little bit.
We've got a Frozen Mallet second item, Jax. Now, I'm actually a very big proponent of defensive item, second item, Jax, after Trinity Force. And then going your Blade of the Ruin King. However, Frozen Mallet's not really a defensive item. It is a pseudo-defensive item, though. And I can see where he's going with that, especially since he wants to split push. And it's an item that you want to press an advantage that you think you already have in a 1v1, so you can chase him down. Although he did have an opportunity, we just saw, to go for a 1v1. Mainly because they didn't have deep vision. He didn't want to get collapsed upon. And we all know the story of when the 1v1 turns into the 1v3 and everyone starts crying.
That wasn't a fair duel at all. You brought your whole team. Yeah. Currently about 1,000 gold ahead. KFO continuing to just sit nice and happy in that side lane. Echo Fox continuing to run with the 4-1 split. Though they have gotten a little overzealous with the deep warding missions. There they go. He actually drops the Grandmaster's Challenge before hopping away.
You see how close these duels are. Oh, nice!
He's able to dodge one, gets a lot of damage, flash, and he gets the kill solo. He's going to turn on to Hakuho and zone it away. Subjugate continuing to wear away at those defensive stats. KFO caught by the pillar. Hakuho, oh man.
Outplay there from KFO. I think we might actually want to roll a slow-mo replay of that. I'm pretty sure he dodged the Equilibrium Strike there. With the counter-strike from Jax. And that's why people talk about the skill matchup, because there's very little time. You have to be assuming that your opponent is going to cast it right before they do, because it's almost impossible to react to the visual. It might actually be impossible. We'll have to see how long the animation is on Equilibrium Strike. But really nicely played there by KFO. He gets the turret, but he's going to go down to Ninja.
Ninja gets the kill, but Seraph immediately respawns. Ninja, though, on the other side of the map means that Envy really can't turn it into anything.
And he didn't die for going for that kill either. Success. He lived to see the gold come in.
Whoa, and now Ninja walks into the enemy team. Exhaust onto Froggen, but Exhaust onto Ninja. He's going to die. Oh, no, he actually is able to survive by shielding himself, and Seraph even teleports in.
Yeah, Fox don't want to commit to killing a Karthus. They've seen what happens when they commit, and then you end up dying on the body as the ultimate comes down from Ninja.
You just reset how much gold he gets from kills.
Exactly. Dangerous. Catch 22 here. All right, yeah. So here's our replay we asked for. This is going to be great. All right, there's the first one. And this is why he goes in for the re-engage. KFO is actually going to opt out of this one, expecting the next Equilibrium Strike. Now here, the entire time he's thinking, here it comes. And he does get it. outplayed completely there from Seraph, and he does go for the flash to finish him off. As you know, his reward is dying at the turret to Ninja.
He does get the turret, though, and Echo Fox are actually up in turrets right now. 4-2, though it is even in gold due to the CS lead from Laud.
Yeah. It's one of those super annoying things. Oh, here we go. Gonna have to try and face check.
The old-fashioned death bush.
Karma speed.
Yep.
Nicely played. Now, what they want to do is maneuver KFO into the split push lane. He's heading over there right now, actually, so he can try and move that minion wave along and create 2 points of pressure. The 4-man squad needs to avoid getting caught during that time, though. Able to do it here. Keith is able to arcane shift out.
Yeah, they've shoved the wave on the bottom side. KFO ducks into the jungle, spotted out by the Wolf Spirit. But he will continue to pressure, and Seraph is going to be forced to answer. Seraph doesn't have his TP right now, but KFO does. They could try to look for an opening now that they see Seraph is there. Or he could take the Gromp. That's an 80 gold advantage.
80 gold option. I'll take
Yep.
it. Better than none. Still working with no wards over there. It does leave one by the blue buff, but it's very sparse vision.
Yeah, Echo Fox now playing towards the top side of the map, dropping all of those wards near the Baron pit. As Froggen catches Ninja, drops the wall. Stun means he's forced to flash the wall.
Flash is very big, but he's been able to get into the front lines without the flash thus far in the team fights. So, hasn't been as big of an issue as you would think. This is the maneuver that Echo Fox really wanted, though. Over there on the top side, KFO actually is going to recall. All points of pressure relieve at the same time. You don't want anyone left straggling out there on the map to be picked upon when everyone else recalls.
Cloud Drake spawning right about now, and Envy are actually grouped up on the Baron, so Echo Fox might have to make a difficult decision as they finally break down this mid-tier 1 turret due to Echo Fox's recalls.
And just like that, gold swing back in their favor. A couple hundred doesn't really mean anything. It's all about hitting those item breakpoints, completing your third item. Most of them have been done for Envy. Here comes the Baron, though.
Oh, it is going to be aggroed, so that ward can't quite get cleared, but grouped as 5, Echo Fox are going to try to clear out the vision and zone Envy away from this Baron.
Yeah, they're actually grouping up as 4 here for the siege rather than trying to apply the split push. Even though KFO does have teleport advantage, they're just going to try and use the zoning of Anivia and the safety that Ezreal can walk up to the turret, rely upon Arcane Shift, and they get a decent chunk out of the mid lane turret.
Echo Fox doing some damage. Oh, Froggen steals away the Raptor.
And now we're going to see the problems that Envy run into. We talked about they really rely on the flash of this Rek'Sai to get that hard engage. And then, you know, they can capitalize with Jhin ultimate, you know, and Karthus walking in and Aurelia walking in. But Proxon's going to be the one that really gets the crucial CC that kind of opens up the fight for Envy. If they fail at that, if the disengage from Echo Fox is on point, then it becomes very difficult for them to get out of it because the Anivia and Karma are so good at not only the disengage, but also re-engaging here with the extra slows and speed up.
Oh, Proxon's coming in from the side. Echo Fox are going to retreat towards KFO as Hard eats a few bullets. Blue buff is going to be picked up by Froggen, and Echo Fox are able to rotate out the safe way and keep themselves safe. However, now they are on the opposite side of Baron and Envy. We've seen them try a death bush before, and there's not a lot of vision here anymore.
KFO does have his teleport, remember, so it's going to have to be Envy forcing this Baron and trying to get that cooldown equalized. Otherwise, oh, Echo Fox, they can group up. Being in Baron versus Anivia is so scary.
Oh,
4,000
for the way in. Gets knocked forward. Baron is going to be secured by Envy. Hard, a little late with the cast, but they have been able to kill Hakuho. KFO is continuing to split push, so that's going to be Hard going down.
They actually traded 1-for-1, and they still have Jack splitting.
Whoa, there's a Requiem. It's going to drop a lot of damage. Keith is shielded and kept alive, and the inhibitor is traded.
No coordination there. Envy is just Seraph pretty much on that one-man mission, and even though they lose out on the Baron, trading that inhibitor, getting the extra kill, getting map pressure in mid lane, Echo Fox are actually okay with how that trade went. Pretty happy with the circumstances.
Uh-oh, Proxen's over the wall looking for the way in, but KFO in the front is going to make it a little difficult as Echo Fox again siege up towards the mid lane, and they're actually able to zone away from Envy.
Whew. All right, as we transition into the late game team fights with Karthus and Anivia, it gets all about, can they keep Karthus at arm's length while they kill him?
Yeah.
You want to try and rely upon your Gragas ultimate to knock him away when he's low health, but also ensure that you still get the kill on Karthus. It's very important that they utilize this Gragas disengage well. That's why it's one of the things we pointed out in Champion Select that really does bring this team together. It's one of the old school counters of Karthus. Has been Gragas for a long time, but it hasn't worked out for them thus far. They want to try and use the Karma, the Ezreal, the Anivia poke to get those long range kills. Right now, though, Jax is splitting. This is versus team with Baron, though, and Envy actually doing a pretty good job of cutting the minion wave here. Seraph and Ninja both
are they
throwing pot shots. They're just taking out the minion wave. It's going to be a base race,
yeah.
But there's Baron on Team Envy. That is a terrible call for Fox.
There goes some late recalls. Echo Fox are going to try to defend while KFO splits. He's finally going to be able to take down this tier 2 turret, but Echo Fox, that was 8 precious seconds. And
they got Baron.
They're going to continue shoving and look to answer with that bottom inhibitor turret. It goes down. They're going to drop the curtain call. Froggen is kiting away. Flash knockup. He's still got the egg, though, and he's able to keep alive. It hasn't been popped just yet. Ninja not able to get into the back line. The inhibitor will go down.
Ooh, they are able to get the inhibitor. Hard got off the Gragas ultimate and knocked Ninja away to ensure they didn't kill anyone. But that is such a big trade. Can they get off Baron-empowered recalls? KFO's whacking away.
Oh, True Shot Barrage stops one, but KFO
will he die for it?
Back equally. Envy might not be able to chase this. Proxen has got red buff. There goes the Blade of the Ruined King.
KFO is able to complete the mission, and Echo Fox take an equal trade versus the Baroned up team.
Wow.
Great defense there from Anivia. Hard actually got off the disengaged Gragas ultimate this time, knocked away Ninja, and they just barely bought KFO enough time to equalize.
Oh my goodness, Echo Fox making the hard calls. They have had such difficulty with decisive decisions, decisive calls, decisive plays. And now they finally seem to have gotten their groove back. Question is,
Froggen's new groove.
Yeah, can they close Froggen's new groove? Yes. Can they close it out, or is this one game?
I mean, this game has been almost tied in gold for pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
The biggest difference has been the fights over the Drakes, and Envy have been coming out ahead in those, as well as getting the Baron buff for themselves. But even with the Baron buff, Echo Fox equalized the inhibitor trade, and now they're the ones. They've got top and bottom now, 2 lanes of super minions pushing in. The good thing for Envy, though, is that it's an entire minute for the Elder Drake to come up, and I believe the bottom inhibitor might respawn in time, because that was the one that was killed first, because they definitely want to be in the area, at least to set up vision for this Elder Dragon, because they've got 3 Drakes.
Yeah. Envy definitely going to want that bonus 135, 190 true damage, actually, as once again, Echo Fox group up in the mid lane and chip away at that tier 2 turret, auto after auto. Keep going to continue whittling away. Aqua is actually going to provide chase here. There's a teleport. Froggen gets denied by the wall from Froggen. There's a Requiem, and Echo Fox.
Look at Keith!
Oh my god! He's able to get the bullet, though. Keith goes down as KFO is trying to back away here. He's going to hop onto hard. Can he escape as Seraph continues to follow up? The disengage from Echo Fox means they only lose 1, but Elder Drake is up in 6 seconds.
That was through a Hex Drinker Ezreal. Like, he builds armor as well. Here we go. They're not done yet.
Yeah, instead they decide to turn onto hard and force him away as 5 Envy are primed to take that Elder Dragon.
My goodness. Well, we did get to see it in action. We talked about possible strategies here with the long-range kills of Karthus.
They're just right there. He doesn't even need Flash to walk into Echo Fox. They face check into him. He drops the Zonias for enormous damage. And KFO is split in the back line. Lon is forced to flash and cleanse away. KFO is holding 1 versus 3. He'll finally go down, but Ninja did drop in the front line.
That is going to be one member down for Envy, and that's an... Oh, the Ezreal ultimate going to come through. You got
Oh
it!
my gosh!
3 points for Keys through the field goal. Well, I guess that actually hit the pole. It bounced in.
Yeah.
3 points. It bounced in.
Hakuho was right there, and he moved away at the last second. You gotta wonder if that's going through Hakuho's head. If I had stayed and reduced the damage.
Yeah, he was pretty low, too. Maybe it would have been 2 heads.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the inhibitor has respawned, and the minion wave was actually big enough to clean it right back up. Echo Fox, 2 inhibitors down. They finally break down that mid-tier 2 turret. They might even be able to look for this inhibitor with Ninja and Laud dead. Echo Fox take it.
Froggen gets Anivia, and Echo Fox get all 3 inhibitors. What marked improvement from last week for Echo Fox. Things were looking so dire for them. They had lost direction. They had lost their coach. Their in-game leadership was also wondering what to do, and so many improvements here as far as the objective control and focus for them. Really paying off this game. All right, there's the face check you talked about. Ninja comes out. It looks like it starts pretty strong for them. But Seraph actually turns back around, and they're able to protect Laud. That's huge. Laud getting away and allowing the 1-for-1 there, basically, for KFO and Ninja both dropping.
Oh,
but then it's a 1-for-2.
The great equalizer. Envy, though, they have turned onto the Baron as it has spawned.
Oh.
Here comes Echo Fox. They're going to be slowed down. Froggen with the Guardian Angel in front no longer is too concerned. Laud is destroyed by Echo Fox, but the Baron gets picked up by Ninja. There's a Requiem as he drops it over the wall. Seraph gets knocked away, and Envy are split. They're going to go down. That's 2 members dead. Guardian Angel already popped, and Echo Fox chase forward.
Yep, and no inhibitors means that Echo Fox are gonna be able to run this up. Oh, can they chase Ninja down first, though? It looks like they're just gonna be...
Oh! The pillar.
Rejected. However, they still should be able to take the inhibitor and march towards Nexus. So, last laugh for Echo Fox there.
Yeah.
Even though Envy were able to get that desperate Baron, unable to escape with their lives, and the defense is going to be very, very difficult. Echo Fox closing in. 3 lines of super minions. And Froggen, 6-item Anivia, knocking at the door.
Yeah, 5, 2, and 7 right now. So huge. Ninja eats a
Ninja
stun.
answers the door!
Oh, no! Zonia's means he's able to stay alive, but the Nexus turret won't. KFO hops over. There goes the curtain call, but he's going to be able to drop KFO hard, tanking it. Proxen will drop hard, trying to kite it out. And the Baron minions are keeping match with the super minions. It's trying to be dropped. Echo Fox, they're finally going to drop the Nexus turret, but Seraph is respawned. Froggen is just doing so much damage. He's going to drop a pillar and get knocked away. But Envy finally back off. True Shot Barrage just might be enough as Echo Fox, with a very, very difficult fight, have got the minion wave. The minions themselves finish off the Nexus, and Echo Fox take game number 1 to beat Envy.